Hurry up.
Welcome to the Positive Sports Podcast. I'll be your host this evening, Ed Montana. Alongside me today, my bobblehead brother, Alex. Alex, how you doing, bro?
It's kind of weird. We're polar opposites today.
Like you said that earlier. What are you talking about?
You're clean shaven and I'm woofing. I got the beard.
You call that a beard?
No shave December. I'm gonna start a trend.
Dude, that hardly qualifies as a beard. That's dirt.
Wait, if you let the light shine, it doesn't look like I have anything. So you got to make it kind of.
How is it that we have the same parents? I think. Hope mom and dad don't hear this. How is it that we have the same parents and I am a hairy beast that can grow a grizzly beard in like 4 days, and you?
I'll tell you why.
Grow that.
The answer is very simple.
My parents like me more than like you.
I never used a razor on my face. Not never, but not as I didn't start off.
What did you use?
Clippers.
Oh.
Yeah. I rarely. I can probably count on one hand how many times I've used a razor.
So this makes. I was going to ask you, just because it came up, and this is probably better for when we do a nonsense episode as opposed to a sports episode. Folks, in case you're wondering, we will talk about sports. I just don't know when.
At some point.
At some point, maybe. Hold on, let me check with the boss. We'll see. We'll get back to you on that. So I guess you never use shaving cream.
So yes, I do use shaving cream only for the part down here under my chin. I don't use
shaving cream at all, ever.
Damn, raw dog.
Yeah, ever.
Why?
I don't feel like I get as close to shave.
You get closer with shaving cream. That's what the purpose of it is.
Not for me, it's not. Maybe because it's got the cream that I can't see the hair, and I'm like,
I know, right? What's the sense of using shaving cream? You put it on, and then you gotta wipe it off to be able to see, especially if you're doing a lineup yourself.
Yeah,
right?
if you're doing a lineup, it's horrible. That's why I don't do it.
But you never do a lineup.
Well, sometimes when I have a beard, I do.
True.
I get underneath, I get the little edges,
I guess. You have your wife pluck your little hair, the ones that are up here.
Hey, speaking of which, have you ever waxed your nose?
No, but I've waxed something else,
dude. I don't want to hear that, dude. If you've done a Brazilian, that's not for the show. I tell you what, one time, my wife and my daughter were messing around with the wax. They were eyebrows or some shit.
Mistake number one.
And they go, and they're in the kitchen, right? Just they're nuking this wax. And so one of them, my guess is it was my daughter. She says to me, "Hey, Dad, can we wax your nose?" And I'm like, I'm fearless with stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, what the hell? Why not? So here we go, right? So basically, it's a Q-tip with a glob of wax on it. They shove it up your nose, and it's got to sit there for like a minute. And they pulled it out.
That hurts.
I cried for like an hour. I mean, and it wasn't painful, but it's connect. The nose hairs are connected to your tear ducts somehow. Because I was 5 minutes later, I still had tears coming down my face, and it didn't hurt anymore. But I tell you what, I could pick my nose without a problem.
But I credit Dad for this because. As long as my nails are just long enough, right? I go in there and I grab that one long string of hair and just.
Does it make you tear?
It depends. It depends where on the nose. The further up, a little bit teary, right? The little, right here on the actual nostril, it's a little less.
That's hilarious.
I figured that out a long time ago.
Dude,
shout out to Dad for that, for showing me how to.
So on this episode so far, we have hinted that maybe Mom stepped out on Dad or whatever, and that Dad plucks his nose hairs with his bare hands.
That's right.
Our parents better not listen to this one.
He passed it down to me.
I don't mess with that. I got those little. They're like little trimmers. You just stick them in there.
Yeah, those are good. But see, awesome. I wouldn't do the waxing the nose hairs. I wouldn't do that. I believe you when.
You know what happened after that, which is why I'll never do it again. Fucking runny nose for like a month. Which makes sense because you ain't got no hair to catch it.
Walk around with a roll of toilet paper.
Yeah. A handkerchief.
A handkerchief.
I'm a
Yes.
sophisticated gentleman. All right, well, let's get
Excuse me.
now that we've put everyone to sleep with stories about our facial hair and nose hairs. Let's talk about the NFL. This was week 15. You know, I feel like this week, I feel like everything we knew.
Or did we?
That's right. Like now we don't know shit. I feel like I don't know any. Like what the fuck happened? I don't know anything anymore. The Chargers are the best team in football, right? If we go overreaction Monday the way ESPN does, the Chargers are the best team in football.
Yep.
The Patriots are not going to make the playoffs,
True.
and the Rams suck.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I mean, it's amazing. Where to begin?
And the Cowboys are not going to win now because they've lost one game after winning 5 in a row.
Right, 3 in a row, 4 in a row, whatever it was. Yeah, I mean.
That's the beauty of the NFL.
I mean, look, I was not. So let's start in the NFC East. I was not willing. So this week kind of reverted back to what I originally said. The Cowboys are an 8-8 team. They looked every bit of it this week.
Yeah.
The Eagles are the best team in that division. They beat the brakes off the Rams for the most part with a backup quarterback. Oh. Is this another Super Bowl run?
God, I hope not.
Are we seeing? Can you imagine if he does it again?
There's going to be quarterback controversy in Philly.
No, Carson Wentz is the man. Until he breaks, and then you give it to Nick Foles.
If Nick Foles manages to get the Eagles into the playoffs, I'm going to lose my mind.
Well, it is going to take some doing on Dallas's part. Right?
Yeah, and
Dallas
Minnesota.
Well, no.
Yeah, because Minnesota's up there too.
Yeah, no, but between Seattle, Minnesota...
You're talking about the division?
I think the Eagles have to win the division in order to make the playoffs. I can't imagine a wild card is going to make it out of the NFC East. Or as people have been calling it all year, the NFC least. So they're at 7-7. What are you doing?
I have no idea.
The Vikings are at 7-6-1. The Panthers are 6-7 if they win tonight. The Seahawks are at 8-6. So the Seahawks are going to get in. Although they look terrible against the Niners yesterday. But I guess there is an outside chance that they make a wild card. But really, they have to win the division. They've got to win their last 2 games and hope that Dallas stumbles.
Which is possible.
Which is completely possible.
I think Dallas plays the Giants the last week and then the Titans next week or something like that.
No, they already played the Titans. So who do they have left?
Either way.
The Buccaneers and the Giants.
I mean, they should win those 2
They should win
games.
at least one.
They should win both, really.
I don't know. The Giants have looked good as of late.
We got shut out along with the Cowboys.
Who did the Giants play this week?
We got shut out by the Titans.
The Titans are a good football team.
And Derrick Henry just ran all over us once again.
The Titans are a good football team.
I wouldn't say good, but yeah.
They're better than average.
They could make the playoffs, so they're...
So yeah, things are kind of going back to normal, right? And the Redskins suck, but admittedly, they suck because they have no quarterback.
But they're in it too for the division. They're tied with the Redskins.
That's only because they got to play the Jags. Everyone's in it when they play the Jags.
True. Did you see what Jalen Ramsey said?
I don't listen to Jalen Ramsey.
I hope he gets... I don't know if he's a free agent after this year or whatever, but I hope he lands on the worst team. Well, he kind of is on the worst team right now, but more worst team than the Jaguars.
I don't want to talk about Jalen. I'm not talking about Jalen Ramsey.
Well,
say what you
he's
want.
An
You're
idiot.
on your own here.
No, well, fuck it then.
Take the mic.
No, fuck it then. You don't want to talk about it.
I still think with the Buccaneers and Giants, I think the Dallas will make it at 9-7, and the Eagles.
I don't trust the Cowboys.
No, I don't either.
They're not that good.
No, they're not. But wouldn't it be something, man, if Nick Foles got him back to the playoffs? And I'm telling you, I don't think there would be a quarterback controversy. He wasn't that good last night against the Rams. They played.
But the media is gonna be like, "Oh my God, Carson Wentz went out."
The Eagles play the Texans next, and then the Redskins. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough for both of them.
But you know how it is. It's a perfect recipe for the media to say, "Oh, well, Carson Wentz all of a sudden got hurt, and now you put in Foles and you win."
Now look, Nick Foles played well enough to not screw it up last year, and that I hate to say this because the guy. I hate to say it because the guy did quarterback the team to a Super Bowl win. But he's just not a starting quarterback in the NFL. At least not for a good team. He could go start for the Bills or something like that. But it's hard in today's NFL for him to be successful. I'm not quite sure what it is. He has accuracy issues, I think. And he just... Can he catch lightning in a bottle? He might be able to do it again.
You know who would be a good fit for?
And if the defense plays well, which the defense did an excellent job. They took a lot away from the Rams yesterday, which, we'll get into the Rams in a second, but, they could make the playoffs. They could ride into the playoffs again.
You know where Foles would fit good?
Where?
The Jaguars. He would be a good fit for the Jaguars. Well, he doesn't have to do much.
I mean...
They got a decent running back. They can get another...
They got Blake Bortles. Why would they want Nick Foles?
That's the exact reason why you want Nick Foles.
I mean, Nick Foles can't run 80 yards a game.
He can't. Not in the playoff game.
I mean...
Yeah, he'd be a good fit there,
I don't understand why they went away from Blake Bortles in Jacksonville.
Because he sucks. That's why.
You weren't saying that last year.
And by the way, I think the Rams offense might be figured out. Because
someone has figured something out.
Right? The Bears.
Well, who was it the week before that? The Bears, the Lions, and the Eagles. I don't know if it was Bears, Lions, or Lions, Bears. But yeah, someone's figured something out.
Yeah.
And the one thing that was very concerning in that game last night, if you're a Rams fan, is Jared Goff could not hit an open receiver. Couldn't do it. He threw balls behind players. He made poor decisions. His accuracy was terrible. It was like he was throwing a balloon.
Yeah, you've seen those wide receivers reaching for the football quite a bit, trying to make those catches.
Yeah,
throwing them behind the receivers.
Behind receiver. He missed. I hate to say it, but it's his fault they lost last night. I don't like to put it on one guy, but that ridiculous play where he fumbled or interception, whatever they ended up calling it. Was it a pick six, I guess it ended up being?
Oh, are you talking the very last play?
No. The one where he...
With a punt?
No, the one where he fumbled it and
I don't...
He fumbled he got stepped on.
And the ball just...
Yeah, and then he tried to...
Throw it,
I guess.
At who?
But I don't know. That was terrible.
No,
that got returned for a touchdown. He played terrible. And then at the end of the game, he missed open receivers on more than one occasion. Yeah. Once not on the last drive, he obviously missed them, but then on the drive before that, which caused that drive to take more time.
I blame the punt returner. Screw that.
Yeah, that guy kind of screwed the pooch too.
Yeah. Just call it a fair catch.
That was a vicious hit he took on that fumble.
He juked the ball out of his hands. How did it, I mean...
Yeah, don't you hold on to that thing pretty tight?
It's Barry Sanders-esque.
I mean, it was ridiculous. That was a ridiculous... That's the kind of fumble that gets a guy sitting at the end of the bench not seeing the field for a while.
If he played for Belichick, forget it. He'd be cut.
He'd be cut. Yeah, so they figured something out. And it's very concerning... If you're a Rams fan, you got to be seriously concerned because it just looks really bad at this point. It looks awful. And look, they're probably not going... Well, they could lose their bye, right? Because the Saints are at 11-2. They're playing right now. And the Bears are right behind them at 10-4. And, the Bears' defense is not letting up. They're just not letting up.
Should Khalil Mack be considered for MVP?
They'll say they consider him, but they won't. Defensive players never get that much love. You know that.
I know, but he's having a monster season.
He is a beast. He's in the perfect scheme too.
The
problem with the Bears is you still have Mitch Trubisky as a quarterback, which I don't think is that good.
He's better. He's better than Nick Foles. Trubisky's decent.
He's decent.
He's
decent, but
he doesn't have to do too much.
Right. I'm not saying he's bad. I didn't say he was bad.
A game manager.
I didn't say he was bad.
Yeah,
I just
but,
don't.
Yeah, but you said
think,
it like.
I just think when the playoffs come and you deal with teams that are very, very focused on you, it's gonna get more difficult for him. And I don't know that he's. Put it this way: if you're down 3 and if you're down 4, and you need a game-winning drive with 3 minutes left,
you give the ball back so the defense can score.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm holding out a lot of hope on Mitch Trubisky getting me there.
Yeah, it's a different beast in the playoffs.
Now the Rams could get a little bit better here because they got the Cardinals and the Niners to finish out the season, so that should help.
Yeah,
nothing like a little Cardinals and Niners to make your offense feel better.
So it's the Rams have the Saints have the 1 seed. The Rams have the 2 seed.
Right now, yes.
So I don't see that changing. I mean,
the Bears are a solid game behind.
Yeah, but I mean those
the Rams are. You think the Rams are going to win their last 2 games? Is what you
yeah. That should secure that number 2 at least.
Yeah. There's really not much else to talk about in the in the NFC.
In the NFC, there's not many teams in the hunt. I think there's 2 or 3.
There's a few, but
yeah, but I mean
it's not. I tell you what. Aside from Philly, I'm not worried about any of those in the hunt teams. I'm not worried about if I'm. I think it's a 3-horse race now. I think it's Chicago, LA, and New Orleans. And maybe Minnesota, if they can right their offensive problems. They fire their offensive coordinator. They looked great yesterday, but albeit against...
That always happens.
Not good competition.
The offensive coordinator gets fired, and the team puts up 40 points. It happens.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yes. Yeah, well,
Except for the Packers. They fire their coach and...
Well, that's because they fired their head coach. That's different. Is Aaron Rodgers washed up? Is he done? Not done, but I mean, is he no longer an elite quarterback?
I laugh because
the question has to be asked.
I laugh because somebody on Twitter really asked a legit question that I loved, and I'm gonna shout them out real quick. It's at OneFans with a Z 1, and they asked. This was their tweet real quick, and I thought it was great. He said, "The issue I have with those who believe Eli Manning is the problem." He says, "Is Rodgers, Stafford, Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, Cam the problem? We give too much credit and too much blame to the quarterbacks."
That's true. That is very true. We. I mean, for the ultimate in team sports, which is football. To me, there is no greater true team sport than football, than NFL football.
Right.
We do, for some reason, heap all of the praise on the winning quarterback.
Yes.
And not all of the praise. We heap an inordinate amount of praise on the winning quarterback, an inordinate amount of goatdom on the losing quarterback. But Rodgers is showing, and I don't know if he's still dealing with some nagging injuries, but he's another one that is showing problems. He's missing open receivers. He doesn't seem to be reading pressure as well. He doesn't seem to be moving around in the pocket, which is what makes me think that maybe he's got some kind of nagging knee issue, because the knee issue he had earlier in the season was pretty bad, and I don't think that just goes away by playing more football.
Right.
I would like... If we hear the week after the season's over that he had knee surgery, just a quick touch-up, as they like to call it, to not let on that it was something serious, then I'll say okay. But at this point, I feel like, unless there's an injury issue, I feel like he is not the problem, but he is no longer at that level.
This is the issue that I have. I'm glad you brought up the injury, because very first week of the NFL season, he got hurt, and he came back out like Paul Pierce did in the finals, and he rallied, and I can't remember who won that game.
I think they did.
The Packers,
the
right?
Packers
Yeah,
won that game,
the Packers won.
Yeah.
And guess what? I don't think he even knew that he was hurt.
Right.
So the way the season's going now, I feel like he's going to use that as an excuse as to the wheels falling off of this.
Unless I
You know what I mean?
unless I hear that he had some kind of surgery, I am to the point where I believe he has fallen off, and I at the present time no longer consider him at that elite level. I consider him a Matt Stafford, a slightly above average quarterback, a Matt Ryan.
I've seen I've seen Aaron Rodgers make some great comebacks, and I'm not going to put
year?
it no all time. I mean,
Well, no,
his
we're
whole,
talking
his
about
whole
now.
career. Well, I mean,
At some point, you're no longer an elite quarterback, right?
yeah, but one season's not going to not make him.
Well, at some point, he's got to drop off. I saw Joe Montana make great comebacks. That doesn't mean he's an elite quarterback today.
Well, no, you're taking it to the that's
Right,
a whole
I'm
different.
taking
extreme.
it to the extreme, but you get my point. At some point, you're no longer an elite quarterback.
But he still is, Ed. He is an elite quarterback.
Right.
He is.
You're saying that. So
He is smarter and better than Stafford and Matt Ryan.
So your belief is that his decline in performance this year is a physical issue, and not a physical issue in terms of an injury or something, and not an aging issue, which is what I am thinking.
Only a little bit. I think a lot of it is his persona in that locker room. I think there's issues. And the fact that some of his teammates have come out, his former teammates have come out and said things,
Like what?
that he's a dick.
He looks like a dick.
He is, bro.
But he does.
He
does a pretty sweet mustache in November.
Yeah, he does.
Um,
I mean, there's no way you can put him to the level of Stafford and Matt Ryan. He's even now, he's better. Next year, he'll be better than those two. I don't think that's fair. But to be on his, to be on his jock that he is the GOAT and all that, I think that's overputting it.
I think he's run his course.
Yeah.
I think he's now a slightly above average quarterback. I don't put him in a conversation with Tom Brady and Ben Roethlisberger and Drew Brees. I no longer see him in that conversation. Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're going to see him in that conversation next year, is my point.
So I think we should move on to the AFC and talk about Phillip Rivers, because that guy is playing amazing, has never won a Super Bowl, hasn't been in the playoffs in forever, and then
He is playing good football. He's playing.
Goes out there, and here we go, giving credit to the quarterback, right? He goes out there and beats the Chiefs.
All by himself. He didn't even. He snapped the ball to himself like he did in the schoolyard, and then he threw it up and ran under it and caught it and scored all those touchdowns.
I wish I would have drafted him for fantasy. Imagine how many points he would have put up. Passing and catching.
He is the best. Look, they're having a great season, but
we've seen this story so many times.
But what we have not seen from them before is the amount of talent that he has around him. Back in the day, he maybe had a running back that was decent, LaDainian Tomlinson, right? He had a tight end, Antonio Gates. He didn't have the receivers he's got now. He's slinging the ball to a different guy on every play.
Yeah.
He's got a great core of receivers. The offensive line is doing a fantastic job of protecting him. And, they're running the ball, I won't say at will, but they're running the ball well. They're doing everything well on offense.
The Chargers beat the Chiefs on Thursday night without Melvin Gordon, without one of their tight ends, Hunter Henry, who's out. Keenan Allen went out.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, they are...
And their defense has been...
very good.
Pretty good.
Very good as well. And, what a lot of what got lost in that Thursday night game is they held the Chiefs to 28 points, which 28 is a fair amount.
Yeah.
But considering the Chiefs have been scoring what seems like at will, to hold them to 28 is pretty darn good.
And Patrick Mahomes continues to prove why he just might be or should be MVP. I mean, the plays that he makes are
he's just the quarterback. Why would we anoint him MVP?
Because that's what we do.
I think Khalil Mack should be MVP.
Dude, I mean...
So, let me ask you a question. Going for 2.
Okay.
I think I already know your answer to this because you're a dummy.
Thanks.
Do you like it or not?
I'm guessing you're referring to that.
Going for 2 in that instance.
No, I wouldn't go for it.
Really?
I wouldn't go for it. No.
God, you're smarter than I thought.
I don't think I would. No, at this point I wouldn't. Week 15, whatever week 15, this type of game, I wouldn't go for it.
In any game.
But I do scream at the TV telling the coach to go for it.
In any game, if you score a touchdown to make it 28-27 with how much time is left?
40 seconds. Yeah, it wasn't much.
With less than a minute left in the game. And you're out of timeouts, they're out of timeouts, you're not getting the ball back, right? Do you go for 2? In at any point in the season against any team?
Yes.
When?
I saw the Panthers go for 2 to try to win against the Lions 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Tell me in what instance would you do it?
Well, I'm telling you, when the Panthers going for 2 to win against the Lions in week maybe 11 or 12, yes, at that point when my team is struggling to win games, let's see let's see if this could, continue next week and the week after.
I can't think of an instance. I can't think of an instance either at a point in the season or against a specific opponent. I cannot think of an instance where I say go for 2.
You don't think that would give some juice to the team to win a game like that? And I'm not saying when you're like 13-2, there's no need to probably do it then. But when you're struggling to find wins like the Panthers were, playing a shitty team like the Lions in week 11, why not?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
So it depends on the circumstance.
Okay, but there's an
I was gonna
opposite.
say circumcision.
But there's a flip side to that. There's another possible result, Alex. You're assuming that you're going to make it. Doesn't that pretty much kill your season? If you're the Panthers at that point, doesn't it pretty much kill your season? In week 11, now you've lost to a shitty team that you should have beat. Was that at home?
That was on the road.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
But still, a crappy Detroit team, doesn't that kill your season? I just don't understand. In my opinion, and let's take this instance, all right? Since this is the one we have, I'll make the explanation for any game you want, but this is the one we have. If you're the Chargers, you've played them tooth and nail.
Yeah.
And you're going to risk pissing it all away because you want to go for 2? Because and this irks me to no end when these coaches say this. We didn't come here to tie, we came here to win. No shit, Sherlock. I mean, who the hell in the NFL is playing to not win?
Well, you could tie after that.
I know, but who the hell? No one is going to Kansas City. The 8 teams that are going to Kansas City this year, none of them are going to tie. None of them are going to lose. They're all going to win the football game. This is the NFL. There's no moral victories here.
Yeah, no, right? it's only 16 games.
If Hugh Jackson... Well, I shouldn't use Hugh Jackson because he got away with it, but he could have had 16 moral victories last year. But he went 0-16, still got fired. Yeah. Granted, it wasn't until this year, but I mean, it's a results business. In the famous words of Dennis Green, they are who we thought they were.
Huh?
And that's, I just don't see why you would run that risk.
Your
team played their ass off.
Right.
And you're going to risk it. Now, maybe he knew that the Chiefs were going to freaking play Abbott and Costello covering that guy because I've never seen a guy that wide open.
Well, they ran the same play from earlier that they scored a touchdown on.
Only this time they decided not to cover him at all. Because last time earlier in the game they kind of covered him.
Yeah.
This time they said, well, let's juke him out completely and not cover him at all, and that didn't go well.
I agree. I mean that case right there. I don't think I would not have gone for two. I wouldn't have the balls to go for two. Fuck it. I mean,
if you're
just winning in overtime.
And if you're a crappy team, okay, so now let's say you're the crappiest team in the league, right? Let's say you're who's the crappiest team in the league right now?
Jaguars.
Let's say the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Let's say you're the Raiders and you're playing the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
You're in your division.
Yeah.
It's a rivalry game,
Right.
and you're in Kansas City, right? You've played this entire fucking game, and you're in it against one of the best teams in the league, and you're one of the worst. You're in it. You're gonna throw it all away on a 2-point. You're possibly.
If you're the Raiders.
Yeah, you're the Raiders.
Yes.
You're
yes.
possibly gonna throw it away on a 2-point.
What are you throwing away? You already said we're the shittiest team, so I'm assuming that my record is not very good.
You get full confirmation that you're a shitty team.
Why not? Why not try to stick it to the Chiefs? Absolutely. I have no issue with that.
But on that day, you've played them.
Okay, so what?
You're not getting your doors blown off. You're playing with the best team in football. Why would you risk losing it on one play?
Well, maybe on that day you're feeling good, and
the other thing I hate is when a coach says, "We had a play that we thought we could execute."
really,
like
a play?
Don't you have like a full playbook of plays? Like,
who said that? Did someone say it?
I've heard people say that before on 2-point conversion.
Okay, no.
Here's my question: like, do this is something I could see Belichick doing? Like, do some coaches have like shitty plays in their playbook so that the other team's defense will have some extra confidence, and then you hit them with the real play?
I won't be surprised.
Like, that seems like some overthinking shit that Bill Belichick might do.
I won't be surprised.
Speaking of Bill Belichick,
I mean, he does deflate balls after all.
what is wrong with the Patriots?
I don't know. I mean, they got the same exact team, right? I mean, the team hasn't changed much. I don't know.
What's happening?
It's time, bro. Father time.
Yeah,
It's freaking karma. That's what it is. God damn it. It's karma. There. I said it. It's karma. You go kneeling forward, young man. You only kneel forward when you're at church.
Well, maybe he needs to start going to church to help that offense out. Man, they looked. The first drive had the busted coverage, and other than that, they scored 3 points the rest of the way.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening
against a Steelers team that was struggling.
Well, this is all I heard today on Monday. Is they only held the Steelers to 17 points. I mean, I guess you gotta look at the bright side.
You gotta
of
look
something.
at the positive side, right? They should be on the Positive Sports Podcast.
There you go. I don't know, man. I think Gronk is not a weapon anymore. I mean, he's just not himself. I don't think he even wants to really play anymore. And injuries, I mean,
it's got to be tiring.
Yeah. I mean, he takes a lot of hits.
He does.
He takes more hits than Brady does.
He takes a beating.
But I don't know what's wrong with the Patriots, man. I said it a couple weeks ago. I don't think the Patriots or the Steelers are going to be in the championship game, the AFC championship game. I just don't see it.
And the Texans look good.
They're looking, yeah.
The Texans, the Chiefs, the Chargers. The other thing that's looking kind of interesting is the battle for that last wild card. It's going to come down to the Titans and the Colts, who are both playing fantastic football.
Oh, yeah, because the Ravens got the last spot right now, right?
No. I think...
Yeah.
Oh, so it's 3 teams.
It would be the Ravens.
The Chargers have one wild card spot. The Chargers or the Chiefs, whoever doesn't win the West, right? They've already clinched.
I think it would be the Chargers and the Steelers and the Ravens.
Well, the Steelers are a half game up on the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
So the Steelers are 8-5-1, leading the North.
There you go.
The Ravens are 8-6. The Colts are 8-6, and the Titans are 8-6. Wow.
What about the Dolphins? They still have a chance. Yeah. Wait, and you can't leave out the Cleveland Browns.
I think I can. It's 6-7-1.
You never know, man. You never know.
8-7-1 ain't gonna do it. There's going to be a team at 9-7 or 10-6 at some point. One of these teams is gonna make it through, you know. And the Dolphins at 7-7. Good luck.
They could win the division.
Not likely.
So right now it would be the Ravens and the Patriots, and the Chargers against the Steelers.
Well, why are the Ravens in? The Ravens are in
Because
over
they had the 6th spot.
over the
Colts?
over the Colts and Titans.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm sure there's some type of tiebreaker.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know what all the tiebreakers are. Wow, that's gonna be. But I mean, again, and it's the Ravens are quietly at 8-6. The Colts are playing fantastic football.
Here's a good one for you.
And the Titans, I really like the Titans right now. They are running over people.
Yeah.
And don't forget about the Bengals.
The Bengals,
There's your
they're
sleeper
up
team.
and coming.
There's your sleeper team for the playoffs.
They've been sleeping for the past 10 weeks. I don't know what the hell's... I have no words.
Well, in all fairness, they lost their quarterback.
Yeah.
And
And Marvin Lewis is still their coach.
And AJ Green got hurt as well. It's been rough on offense.
It has. Here's a good one for you. Rookie of the Year. Saquon Barkley or Lamar Jackson?
Well, Lamar Jackson's a quarterback, so
Rookie
I'd
of
go
the Year.
Lamar Jackson. That's a no-brainer.
I think that's an interesting one.
It is an interesting one, but I would give it to Saquon Barkley.
Really?
Barkley, he's played every single game.
True.
And he's played well throughout the season. Lamar Jackson's come on the last 5 weeks. So
Yeah, but I mean, important 5 weeks. And if he leads...
every week is important. There's only 16 games in a season.
Well, it's not his fault he didn't play.
Okay.
But he is the reason why he is playing. And he is the reason why Joe Flacco's not playing. Don't get me
Right.
wrong. I
But
think
at-
I want
but at-
Barkley to win.
But at the end of the day, assuming they play the next 2 weeks, Barkley will have a 16-game resume, and Lamar Jackson will have a 7 or 8 game resume, whatever that works out to.
So you think the
It's
16...
half the season.
Right, but I think you can award double the points for the importance of those games. These are important games, and Lamar Jackson's not just doing enough; he's going above and beyond. Like he's throwing and running.
No,
Really?
it's too big of a gap. If
I think it's a lot closer.
If he'd come in the 3rd game of the season
Right.
or the 4th game, if he had played 12, 14 games, then I might be able to get into this argument with you. But right now there is no argument. Saquon Barkley is gonna, assuming they both play the last 2 weeks of the season and don't get hurt. Saquon Barkley has a 16-game resume, and Lamar Jackson has an 8-game resume. It's just too big of a difference. He's played. I know you're not good at math. He's played twice as many games as Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, but he's
the quarterback, which is 10 times more important. Than a running
exactly, and his team's gonna go to the playoffs.
back. Yeah, but yeah,
Because of him,
yeah,
not because of Flacco.
Barkley.
I don't think it's that. Don't get me wrong. I would love for Barkley to win, and I think he is gonna win. But I think there's a good argument for Jackson.
let's think about this some more. Barkley.
He's such a dick.
Maybe we should think about it some more. Saquon Barkley.
No, you don't give enough
Hold on.
credit, bro.
Let's look at it from this angle. Saquon Barkley.
Nah,
Oh, hold on.
I think
hold
you're
on.
wrong.
Let me give it some more thought.
I think
here.
you're
Saquon
wrong.
Barkley.
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong.
Look, I have only. This is the thing, right? Is Lamar Jackson going to get some votes? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I only have one vote.
You don't have any votes.
My vote goes to Saquon Barkley.
You don't have any vote.
And a majority of people who have watched the NFL this season will give it to Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. I'm not arguing that.
Yes,
I'm
you
pretty
are.
sure. I'm arguing that Lamar Jackson should very well be considered like it should be between them two.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Lamar Jackson
And he will come in second.
should have a good chance to win.
And he will come in second.
Probably.
You know what? It's kind of like that argument we had a while back.
Which one?
So let's see. This guy has 35 starts this year.
Yeah.
He's got a string of starts that ranks him historically better than anyone else.
But we're not arguing the
this other
starts.
guy-
That was arguing the numbers. This is totally
It's the same
different.
thing.
This is totally
It's
different.
the same thing.
No, it's not.
There's at the end of the day, at the end of the day, the voting will be the same as it was in the Cy Young. For all that chatter about 300 strikeouts and not a winning record.
Lamar Jackson can't start 35 games. He can only start how many ever his coach puts him in there, but he's made the most out of it. Oh wait, Saquon Barkley only had like 45 yards yesterday. That we should ding him a vote right there.
Okay, so that's one game.
Nah, come on, man. You give credit. Lamar Jackson, shout out to you, damn it, because you're taking your team to the playoffs. I hope prove me right.
I didn't say anything disparaging about Lamar Jackson.
I'm just saying he deserves.
He's been very good.
He deserves many
great.
votes for Rookie of the Year.
Awesome over the half of the season.
He has.
He's been awesome over half the season.
The times that the coach chose him as the starter, he has done very well, which was only 6 games.
Maybe we should give the Rookie of the Year award to Saquon Barkley / John Harbaugh.
Well, no, John Harbaugh, he's not a rookie. Lamar Jackson is a rookie.
But John Harbaugh didn't put Lamar Jackson in, which is why now Saquon Barkley got to play 16 games and Lamar Jackson didn't. Therefore, he should get some of the NFL Rookie of the Year. Come on.
I like that idea. Co-Rookie of the Years.
You are losing your mind.
No, absolutely not.
You've had too much eggnog.
I hate eggnog.
I think it's good.
I think it sucks. Like your take on Barkley and Jackson.
This is the stupidest 5 minutes we've spent on this podcast.
You spent the 5 minutes. If you would just listen to me, you wouldn't have to argue back.
There's no argument here. You're arguing nothing.
Okay. All right. I can't wait till the freaking the votes come out.
Yeah.
And Jackson's second.
And you'll see it's going to be a perfect little line down. It's going to be 32 first place votes for Barkley, 32 second place votes for Lamar Jackson, and then everyone else.
I doubt it.
Yeah, he'll get the one vote from the Baltimore guy.
Well, yeah, and for me.
You don't have a vote. What else with this NFL business?
Shit. I don't know. I went off track now. I felt like we were going somewhere, and then we just...
we're talking AFC. So who do you think gets in out of those 3 teams? You can only pick one. The Ravens, the Colts, and the Titans.
I gotta go with the Colts. Colts have...
Why not? Why? I mean, the Ravens have the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, they can still get in.
And they're in right now. All they got to do is win their last 2 games.
The Steelers can not get in. It could happen.
Who do the Ravens have left?
I think the one with the Browns.
Am I looking at this right?
I don't know.
Does this...
Dude, the Colts have a good team, man. Oh, they got... Oh, you know what? That rookie...
Yeah, they're not making it.
Who? The Colts?
The Ravens.
Why?
They've got the Chargers in L.A.
That's a home game for Baltimore. Keep going.
In L.A.?
Yeah, did you not see the game last night? That was a home game for the Eagles.
Yeah, no, but this is Charger fans, not Rams fans.
It doesn't matter. There's no Charger fans.
There's no LA
They're
fans.
all in San Diego.
There's no LA fans.
That's a mess, too.
And all the Rams fans are still in St. Louis.
That's right.
And then the Browns.
Huh?
That's tough.
I hope Lamar Jackson rallies the Ravens since you think that's tough. Since you think those 2 games
Why isn't Baker Mayfield should be considered for Rookie of the Year? He's going to get 3rd.
You know what? I didn't think about that. You know what? He's played a lot of games. He's played more games than Lamar Jackson. And he's a quarterback. No, look, there's no doubt Barkley's going to get it.
So what are we talking about?
I'm just saying, you're making it seem like Lamar Jackson's going to be a distant...
Yes. He's going to be a distant second.
I don't think so. I think you're wrong.
He's going to be a solid second.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it... No, seriously. Now that I think about it, that guard from the Colts, the rookie, Nelson, I think his name is, that guy's been a beast, too.
He's a guard. He's not going to get a vote.
I know, but God, you fucking don't give credit to nothing, man. Jesus Christ.
Hold on. I didn't say he's
okay, fucking Barkley's gonna win. There, fuck. Jesus Christ.
I didn't say he hasn't had a good season.
There's no point arguing no more. Fuck. God damn it. Wrap this shit up. I gotta go. Seriously, what's the score of the game, though? God damn
You've
it.
lost it.
Yeah, I've lost
You've
it.
completely lost it. So
What's the score of the
What
Saints
is the
game?
score?
I don't know.
It's still 7-6.
Oh my god.
What are they doing in the
third quarter?
Wasn't one prior to Dante.
Shout out.
We don't need to listen to it. Shout out.
I really don't. I don't have one. I gave my shout out already.
To Barkley and Lamar Jackson and Nelson.
All the rookies. All 30 rookies.
Shout out to all the NFL rookies for making it through their
All
rookie season.
236 rookies.
Well, I'm sure a lot of them are on our rosters. Seriously, no shout out?
I don't have a shout out.
I have a shout out. My shout out goes to friend of the show, Juan the Kraken Adams. Made his UFC debut on Saturday night. Had a fantastic performance. He faced a very tough guy in Chris De La Rocha, and it went in. He stopped him in the third round, but and for those of you that don't follow MMA, two things: he was dominant for 3 rounds, but he got tested in that he had a guy who was willing to fight him and was not going to go down easy. And, you know, he's a big dude. He literally cuts weight to get down to 265, the heavyweight limit. And Chris De La Rocha is not a small guy at 252, I think. That's the kind of fight that guy needs. And it tested his mettle. And he came through with flying colors on Saturday night, and just a fantastic performance by him. I'm, extremely proud of him. Exchanged some text messages back and forth, and he's itching to come back on the show, so we'll have him back on to talk about his experience in Milwaukee. But just a fantastic performance for Juan the Kraken Adams. Very, very happy for him.
Yeah.
It was surreal to watch him fight. To see someone that we know, on TV or on Fight Pass in this case, on the big stage, it's just like, wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm sure we're going to see plenty more of Juan Adams.
He is absolutely the real deal. Absolutely
I agree.
the real deal. Episode 52.
Famous 52?
Famous 52s.
You go first.
The most famous 52 right now got to be my man Khalil Mack.
Yeah?
I mean,
That's a good one.
I couldn't even think of another 52 today.
Mac is a good one, but he's got ways to go. He's got ways to go.
What's your number 52?
Ray Lewis.
Oh, that's right.
Ray Lewis.
Yeah, he does have a way to go because Ray Lewis is. I love Ray Lewis. Man.
Yeah, I do too.
People kind of don't like the preachy nature with which he speaks, but to listen to that guy talk, even if you don't follow football, even if you don't like that sermon-y type, by the time you get 5 minutes into whatever he's speaking on, you're ready to go run through a brick wall. Because it gives you energy.
Yeah.
There is a very real transfer of energy from him to you.
Would it be big dick energy as Juan Adams?
I mean, I don't know Ray personally, but I'll take his. He's certainly not gonna cop to small dick energy. Is anyone gonna cop to? Like, if you got a small dick, what are you gonna say?
Don't admit it.
Yeah. Big head energy. Right? I mean, like, what are you gonna... I have a sparkling personality. So, anyway. Well, with that, we've come to the end of another wonderful episode of the Positive Sports Podcast. If you want to get a hold of the show, if you want to share your thoughts with us, you can email the show at positivesports10@gmail.com. Positivesports10@gmail.com. If you want to get a hold of this guy, how do they do that?
On Twitter at Brooklyn Gaucho 8.
Brooklyn Gaucho 8. Excellent. And if you want to get a hold of me, you can do so on Twitter as well at eMontana21. As always, folks, you can catch us on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Podbean. Please go out there, like, subscribe, comment, rate, review, whatever you want to do.
Yes.
Go out there and share your thoughts with us. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, ignore the negativity. Be the positivity.
Peace.